Pythagorean Theorem. Find each missing measure round to the nearest tenth if necessary. Okay, this is the right triangle. The missing side is the hypotenuse, which is c. By formula, c square is equal to a square plus b square. So to get the c value, we just erase this square, but using the square root to this side. So you will have 15 square plus 36 square and square root of the two number, which means you do like this. C is equal to square root of 15 square plus 36 square. When you find this inside, using the square root and run it to the nearest 10. For a value, for number 2, a square, a is missing, so a square is equal to the hypotenuse square minus the longer leg square. So to write this one in formula, you have a is equal to square root of 40 square minus 32 square, and using after you find the answer inside the square root, you're using the square root to find the answer to the nearest 10. This b missing, so b square of b is equal to the square root of the hypotenuse, which is 13 in this case, square minus 10 square. When you find it, using the square root and round your answer to the nearest 10 if necessary. Now for finding the length of the three sides of a triangle are given. Determine whether each triangle is a right triangle. Okay, now to tell whether the right triangle or not, we're using the Pythagorean theorem. So make sure it satisfies this condition: c square equal to a square plus b square. The longest one is the longest side is the c value. After that, the other two lengths is either a or b. For number 4, 8 is the c value, and then 5 is a, and the 7 is b. Now you do this calculation. 8 square, is it equal to these two numbers plus together? 25 plus 49 in this case. 5 square 25, 7 square 49, so plus together. And you compare the sum at this side compared with this number. This is 8 times 8 is 64. So 64 and this sum together, are they equal? If they are equal, your answer is a yes. But if they are not equal to each other, your answer is a no. You do the same process with the other number. This is the c value is 15. Square is equal to 9 square plus 12 square, and you do the same process. Find the sum of this plus together, compare with this side. If the two are equal, your answer is yes, it is a right triangle. But if the two values are not equal, then it is a no to this section, not a right triangle. If you continue further to the other section, well, I think this is the same section as well. The same instruction. Tell whether it is a right triangle or not. The longest one, c square is 12 square, and then 6 square. Let me write it down. 12 square. Is it equal to 6 square plus 7 square? You do the calculation on this section, plus together, and then compare with this side. If they are equal, then they are right. Then it is a right triangle. If they are not equal, then your answer is no. The same process with the other 7, 8, and 9. Number 10. For number 10, if a flagpole is 30 feet, okay, this is 30 feet, and Mylene is standing at a distance of 15 feet. What is the distance from her feet? Okay, from this side to the top of the flagpole from this side to this side, or in other words, you're missing the C value. So to find C value, C is equal to the square root of 15 square plus 30 square. So if it is you do the calculation within the square root first, and you're using the square root to get to the final answer. If it is a decimal, make sure you round to the nearest 10. If it is a whole number, well, write it as a whole number and make sure it is in feet. The last section, which is number 12, the wall of a recreation center are being covered with paneling. The doorway is 0.9 meter wide and 2 meter high. What is the length of the widest rectangular panel that can be taken through the doorway? Alright, so let's try to look, analyze this in picture together. Figure. This is a doorway. Okay, 0.9 meter by 2.5 meter. Alright, now you try to get something through the door. The panel is a rectangular shape, so they try to find the widest can that panel can get through the door. If you push the rectangular vertically like this, yeah, you will not get the widest length that is possible. But if you push the panel in diagonal way, this section, and then you can have the length of the widest rectangular panel. So in other words, you find this missing side here, which is the C value. See? So again, if you're pushing the panel vertically, like this is the panel, you push like this, yeah, it gets through the door, but will not give you the length of the widest rectangular panel. But if you push it in diagonal this way, then you can have the widest of the length of the panel. So this is the widest length that we can have to pass through this door. So you're finding the C. So C is missing. So C is equal to the square root of 0.9 plus 2.5. You do the calculation, and if it is a decimal, round to the nearest 10, and if it is whole number, just write as whole number, and make sure you put the unit down, which is in meter. So yep, that's all for this section. Let's go to the next lesson, which is lesson 0-9, which is the last lesson in chapter 0, measure of center, spread, and position. Find the mean, median, mode for each set of data. Okay, to find the mean, like average, is another word for mean, average. You plus all the numbers together, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 numbers, you plus them together, and then you divide by 10, because it is 10 numbers you plus together, divide by 10. If it is 9 number, you divide by 9. But since it's a 10 number, you plus together, then once you plus them together, you get the sum. After that, you divide by 10, you will have the mean. Why divide by 10? Let me repeat, because you plus 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You plus 10 times, you divide by 10. You will get the mean. And then for the median, you arrange this data set in order from least to the greatest. From least to the greatest. Like this way. Like this. I try to arrange it. So to get the median, you arrange the data from least to the greatest, and then you get the data which is in the middle. Okay, so check with me. What do you think, which one in the middle in this case? 10 number. Let me try to count 1, 2, 4. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. Seems like we have 2 numbers in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the middle number we have 2. So when we have 2 like this, you just plus the 2 numbers together and then you divide by 2. 394 plus 404, and you divide by 2, you will have your value as the median. Let me give you this answer. This is 399. 399, since it's a pages, so 399 pages. Now for the mean, let me go so the answer, give you answer for the mean as well, which is 451. 451.8. That's for the mean. The mode. When you get the mode, you try to find the number that appears the most. Check out the number, which number you think appears the most. So it seems like all of the number just appear 1 time. So all of them appear 1 time. If one number appear 2 times, then that will be the mode. But since each of the value appears just 1 time, so in this case, no mode. None. You can just say none or no mode. For number 2, finding the minimum, lower quartile, medium, upper quartile, and maximum of each data set. Now, first of all, you need to arrange the data from least to the greatest first. Arrange it in order. Least to the greatest. Okay, I already done this part for you. So here it is, the arrangement of the number from least to the greatest. It's least to the greatest. Now let's answer the questions. Minimum value, which is 18. It's very obviously it is the smallest one, we call minimum, 18. The maximum value, which is 29. That's the maximum value. Now, before you find the lower quartile or the upper quartile, let's find the median first. Median is the middle number, like the previous one or the previous number. I already told you what median is, the middle number. So you arrange in order and you get the middle number. This is how many numbers is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So 20 numbers together. So if you divide by 2, you have 10 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is the number 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it seems like it's the 2 numbers in the middle. So to get the median, you plus the 2 numbers together, you divide by 2. So you have 20, you will have this as 25 plus 26, and then you divide 2, you have 25.5. So 25.5. Now for the lower quartile, you need to get the middle number of this section, of the lower section here. The middle number. Let me count all of the term in this part first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them. So the middle number will be the 5th term, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 23 is the lower quartile. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 23 is the lower quartile. To get to the upper quartile, you work the same way with the upper part. So it seems like the 5th term will be the upper quartile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 27 is the upper quartile. Let's go down to the last section in this lesson. which is the identify any outliers in the data set if there is, then find mean, median, mode, range. All this we have now. We have range, the word range. Now range, to find range, you get the biggest number minus the smallest number. Let me repeat. To get range, you get the biggest number minus the smallest number. You have your range. You can find the number here. Which one is the biggest, which one is smallest, and you have your range. And standard deviation of the data set with and without outlier. Okay. So first, you need to find mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation of the data set. And then for the second part, you do the same process, but you take the outlier out. Okay, let me repeat. First, you find the value of the mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation of this data set, all of the numbers inside it. And then you're done with the first part. And for the second part, you identify the outlier, and you just then you just take it away. After you take that outlier away, and you find the mean, median, mode, and range, standard deviation without the outlier, which means that you do not use the outlier inside the data set when you're doing the this spread here for the second time. So first of all, let me try to identify the outlier first. Where the word outlier is the value which is not close to the other value. Now what do we mean by that? Looking at this number together, the spread of this number, they're close together. 20, 30, 40, 30, 50, they are close together. But this number right here, it seems how they are too far from the other values of the data set. So once it is too far from the other, then it is called an outlier. An outlier could be too small or too far in a small section, or too big on the big section. So for example, if you have another number, let's say you have, rather than 13, you have 9, you have, let's say, 85. So 85 will be an outlier as well, but in the upper section. But this is the outlier in the lower section. So outlier is 13. This is the outlier. Now, after that, to find the median, again you arrange the data set in order, and then you get the middle number. I have already shown you the previous two numbers, so I hope you can arrange this one in order and get the middle number. To find the mode, you need to find the number which appears the most. Among this data set, which number appears the most? Which means 36, 32 times, 3 times. So if there are other numbers that appear 3 times, then it will be the mode as well. But for this moment, I count 36 as only 2 times. So if 3 times, if 36 is the most appear, then your mode will be 36. But if there are numbers that appear more than 36, then you choose the other number. But if the other numbers has also 3 times of 36, then your mode will have 36 and that new number that you count that has 3 times as well. The range, again, for the last time, the biggest number minus the smallest number. That's for the range. More standard deviation and the mode. I will show you how to use calculator to do it in this case. The previous one, I just plus all of this number together and divide by the number of terms that you plus together. But in this case, I'm going to show you calculator so that you will give you easy time to do the work and an easy time to do standard deviation as well. Now, let's work with our calculators. Okay, first of all, you press this calculator. I'm trying to find the mean and a standard deviation. So please be sure to stay focused with me. You press mode, oh sorry, first of all you need to clear everything first. Clear that. Press shift, press 9, and then press number 3, press equal AC. Now you clear everything which is inside the memory inside your calculator, so that it will not mix with this value once you insert inside it, because the function of this will somehow will go into the calculator memory, and we might combine the numbers with your data set. So that's why you need to clear all the value first. Just clear the memory, clear the memory of your calculator. So when you clear it, you go to mode and you choose the word stats, number 3 in this case, stats. So choose 3 and then choose number 1 here, 1 minus var. Choose that word. Now you have all of this one. Alright, now after that you insert all your data value. So you have press for t equal 36 equal 29 equal 45 equal 51 equal 36 equal 48 equals 34 equals 38, oh sorry, 36, not 38, 36 equal 22 equal 13 equal 42 equal 31 equal 44 equal 32 equal, and then 34 equal. Now you insert all your data. After that you press AC. Your data is already inside, right? So after your data inside, you press after say let me say it again. So once you insert all your data inside, you press AC. Okay, when you press AC, you press shift and then you go to number 1 here with the word stat on it. See, number 1 with stat. Maybe your calculator have different version, I do not know, but you find the number which has the word stat above it, like this, stat, and you press 1. Now you already have, then they have different option for you to choose. After that you choose, in this case number 5 is word var. You choose word var, so you choose 5, press 5. Now number 2, this is the mean, x with the bar above it, the mean. Number 3, x sigma n, this is the standard deviation. So if you press 2, press equal, that's the mean. And you press AC again, shift 1 or stat, and then press 5 again, press 3, equal, this is the standard deviation. Okay, so I already show you the way of using calculator to help you to do fast by finding the mean and the standard deviation when you have a long we call this one as a long data set. So rather than just plus 1 by 1, 1 by 1, you can do this way. They give you an easy time to do the work, and you don't need to spend a lot of time, and you might think you get lost with this some part as well. So please be sure to watch the video to find a good way to do the work. And then once you have your answer for the first session with the outlier, then you repeat the same process. Before you do it to the next process, you do it again for the second time, but this time here you remove number 13, which means your data set doesn't have number 13 because it said without the outlier. So second time you define the mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation, but do not include 13 within the data set. Remove 13, put it away. So before you start the second time, you press Shift, you press 9, and then you choose number 3, equal AC. Now it's all set. One is all set, mode, number 3, stat, number 1 minus var, and then you insert every data value, everything except number 13, and then you repeat the same process to get the standard deviation and the mean. I hope you can catch up with me. So see you in the next video.